So this is health insurance that is target for the for an expat. Who is an expat? A person that is living outside of their home country. They could be already US citizens and be living here in the US, but having another citizenship for another country. So this is the ideal market for this health insurance. As long as we have a foreign citizenship, we can have access to this health insurance. We can be living anywhere in the world and we can have access to this insurance as long as we are not living in the country where we are citizens of. For example, I am a US citizen, but I'm also a Mexican citizen. Because I have the Mexican citizenship and I'm living here in the US, I have access to this health insurance. And let's assume I'm the only one in the family that has a foreign citizenship. Because I have this dual citizenship, I can be the insured and the rest of my family could be dependents, but the whole family has access to this health insurance. It doesn't matter if I am a US citizen or not, regardless of my migratory status, as long as I have a foreign citizenship, I have access to this health insurance. So this company has coverage over in 180 countries and has access to the largest network in the US that has about 1.2 million providers. This health insurance could be offered for individuals and for families, for global work, people that are working overseas or in another country, and also for foreign students. And as well could be offered for groups and businesses. And we are going to talk in detail about each of these markets. There are 4 solutions, and I will appreciate if the rest of the attendants could mute their microphones so we don't have any noise. Thank you. There are 4 options in this product. The first one is a product where you need to have a medical interview because they will accept you depending on your health condition. And we will go over that in detail in a minute. But that one is an ample coverage with 2 options of coverage. But we will need to pass a 20-minute medical interview. In the second option, it's an ACA compliant plan, which means that they will cover any pre-existing conditions. And we will have access to that during open enrollment, which is usually between the months of November and December, or when we have a major event change, when we are between jobs, when there's a divorce in the family, or there was something that changed our status and now we need access to a new health insurance. The third option, it's a temporary health insurance. When someone is visiting us here in the US, this coverage is from 3 months all the way up to 11 months, or when we know that we are going to be living in another country for a short period of time. And the fourth option is for students that are foreign students that are living in the US, or US students that live in another country that want to study abroad. So we're going to go over the first option. That one is it's a plan that has 2 options. The Gold, which has a limit, an annual limit, not a lifetime limit. This is very important. This is an annual limit of $7 million. Every policy year, the 7 million are going to start again. And they have different deductibles from $0 to $5,000 per year. And there's also the platinum option, which has unlimited coverage. If I had a major event and my medical bills in this year were $20 million, I have coverage for everything. And also the deductibles are between $0 and $5,000. Why this plan is way more affordable than any ACA compliant plan? Because in this plan, we need to pass, as I said, a medical underwriting, which is a 20-minute phone interview. With that, they will assess if the person has any medical conditions or pre-existing conditions. If they have pre-existing conditions, they might have a temporary exception or a permanent exception. But usually this plan is very good for healthy clients that they don't want to pay high premiums for an ACA compliant plan, because in an ACA compliant plan, they need to cover everyone regardless of their pre-existing conditions, and therefore the premiums are much higher, and people that are healthy, that are young, they end up subsidizing those premiums, higher premiums. So that's why this plan it's way more affordable. So it'll cover for an unexpected accident or an illness. They also cover preventive services. There are no waiting periods. They cover wellness services, alternative medicine, up to $100,000 emergency evacuation. You can purchase additionally if you want maternity, dental, and vision, if they would like. Friend nationals have a special plan if they want to have access to CFE. So this plan, it's very robust, very good plan, and as I said, has no waiting periods. The second option is an ACA compliant plan. In this one, as I said, they cover any pre-existing conditions, and there are 5 options within this plan, depending on the deductible that you want, and the maximum out-of-pocket, individual out-of-pocket. Remember, the maximum deductibles that we pay is 2 deductibles per year. So if there's a family of 5, the maximum that they pay is 2 deductibles. And this is the co-insurance that they have. That is the portion that they must pay. For example, in this option 1, the insurance company will cover 90%, and the client will have to cover 10% up to the maximum out-of-pocket, which is $3,500. The maximum out-of-pocket is in addition to the deductible. So the maximum this person will have out-of-pocket will be $4,500. And if it's a family, the maximum they will have to pay is 2 deductibles and 2 individual out-of-pockets. As I said, it's an ACA compliant plan. There are no waiting periods, no tax penalty for the states that still have a penalty if you don't have an ACA compliant plan. Most of the states do not have a penalty anymore. It's a global coverage, and they have up to 180 days. If the person is in another country, they also have coverage up to 180 days. They have access to Teladoc, and they have optional dental and vision for adults. But the dental and vision is included for children, and there are no referrals necessary. They have the concierge service, and maternity is included in this plan as well. This option, the third option is, as I said, when the person is visiting another country between 3 and 11 months. Is a short-term health insurance. The maximum limit is $2 million, and the deductibles vary from $500 to $5,000. The co-share, the portion that the client pays is 20%. The insurance company will pay 80%, but the maximum out of pocket they will have is $1,000 plus the deductible that they selected. Okay, this is ideal for recent graduates or young adults that already passed their parents' the limit age to be under their parents' coverage. When a person is in between jobs, when there's a waiting period from the employer, when they are anticipating retirement, and when they are not in that, they want to have an ACA compliant plan, and it's not right now, it's not the open enrollment period. They can have this insurance for a short period of time until the window opens for the enrollment, or when they are traveling in another part of the world. All the clients have access to a member portal where they will have access to the account and the plan information. They will have all their documents there, their IDs, their certificate of coverage. They will have all the information for the out-of-pocket costs, deductibles, explanation of benefits, and the appeal process. They will have all the invoices, transactions. They can manage their payment of premiums through the portal as well. They have access to the provider network, the pharmacy network, and of course, the concierge messaging center. What is the process for underwriting and eligibility? For the option one is the one that you have, as I mentioned, you need to have a 20-minute for interview. If there are medical conditions that are declared during that interview, then the application will be evaluated by the medical department. And then once the applicants are approved, if depending on the severity of the pre-existing condition, they may have the following options: a temporary or permanent exclusion for that pre-existing condition, or they might have a maximum allowable benefit, or they might have, if they want the coverage to include that pre-existing condition, the coverage might be an additional charge. And once they accept these conditions, then the letter is sent via secure email. That's for the option one. For the option two, which is the ACA compliant product, they are automatically approved since all the pre-existing conditions are covered, and they are only reviewed for eligibility requirements. That means that they had an event to qualify, or it's during the open enrollment period. Once the policy is approved, a welcome email is sent to the client with all the information, their IDs, and access to the portal. Any additional riders if they have, for example, the maternity or the dental or the vision. And in case of groups, we can also insure groups, companies. They need to have a census, which means that the employees of that company, at least 80% of them need to be foreign nationals. They need to have a foreign citizenship in order to qualify for this international health insurance. 80% need to be a person with another citizenship of another country, and then 20% could be only from the native country. And then based on that, the coverage is offered. Also, everything will be tailored according to the plan benefit requirements and the claim history. Why you should go with this insurance company? Why with us? Well, they have exceptional care. They have the concierge care that is 24 hours, 365 days available. They can answer in your language. They have the largest US network, which is over 1.2 million providers. They offer also telemedicine. In these days, not a lot of us want to go to the doctor, so there's many things that could be solved via telemedicine. And if the doctor decides that you require to be seen in person, then they will advise that. And you have access to the resources around the world. They have hospitals internationally, pharmacy, doctors, etc. So thank you very much. Here's my contact information if you would like to have a teleconference or a phone call to answer all your questions. Thank you.